Hello, my name is George AKA DMC Style, and I'm Musivv Artist of the Month for the month of July.
My name is George, and I am a multi-platinum awarded artist, songwriter, and a music producer, originally from Russia, but now based in Dubai. So I've been in the music business for many years. I think it's more than 17, and my path wasn't like so usual, because I haven't had a dream in my childhood when I wanted to be an artist. Obviously, I just loved music, and like from 17 years, I started to make music with my friend, and we were like writing some rap songs, and it was just like a hobby. But I can tell that before that, I finished the music school, and I also hated music school as a normal kid, because everyone was playing soccer in outside, and I was just like sitting on the piano just playing Bach or Beethoven, so that kind of stuff. And since we were writing songs, we were just started to perform in some like underground rap clubs, and obviously the songs were very trashy, because I couldn't produce like normally, because there wasn't any YouTube at that time, there wasn't any tutorials, and there wasn't any like DAWs like now people have, like Ableton, Logic, whatever they can use. At that time there was Sony Acid, there was no Quantize, and you were just like listening to getting the loops, getting the beats, and just putting on the grid how you feel it, not just how you need to put it, like to have the basic rhythm. So there was like interesting times there, but like since we loved that, and since we were students, we were evolving from track to track, and one time we wanted to add some female vocal in our tracks, so it will be like cool things to have two rappers and one girl who sings. And I found one girl, she was singing, we recorded that stuff. Super unexpectedly, I found a guy who was also wanted to be like big in music business, but he wanted to be a manager. And he had some like startups in the music business, and I sent him our tracks, and he actually liked it. He liked it, and he invited us. It was a like famous meeting in McDonald's, and he said to us very honestly, he said that I don't promise you anything, because I'm also like a newbie in music business, but I like you, I see that you're very potential people, and I see that you have talent, and I see that you like it, and you wanted to achieve something bigger. So let's try to have a 3-year deal, and we'll see how it goes. So basically we signed it, and at that time, like if you show this deal to a person out of music business, they will tell you that this is a slave contract, because if like that manager will be a bad person, he can use us like whatever he wants. But thankfully he was a good one. After that, 3 years, like long story short, because it will be a very long story, we were writing songs, but nothing really happened. Nothing happened like in a matter of shows, because we didn't earn anything at that time. We were just like students in universities, close to the Finnish universities, and started to figure out what we should do in life, where we should go, and I was already had some like freelance working, because like I'm from a normal family, not some like rich family, and I need to have some money for life, obviously. And 3 years we were writing songs, and nothing really happened. Nothing big really happened. There was some radio stations that supported us, but not federal stations that were playing all over the country. And after 3 years, we lost any hope that something will ever happened with our music, because we were thinking like this, like we're writing songs and this is a hit, no, this is a hit, no, this is a hit. Nothing really happened. So after we stopped thinking about this is a hit record or this is not a hit record, when we let it all go, and I was already working on a day job, and we were just making some tracks and the contract was finishing. Suddenly our manager invited another group. He also signed them, and he wanted to make a duo song, like me and my friend and their female singer. So we wrote that song. We thought like, okay, he wants us to write another song, like we write it. And we wrote a song, we recorded it, forgot about it totally. One big station started to play it. Then they say, okay, this is a mediocre song, there's never going to be a hit record, and they just stopped playing that. And at that moment, something very rare happened, that happened like, I don't know, once in a million years, because the chief editor of another big radio station called our manager himself, and he said, I need that song now. I need a song because I want to put it immediately on air. And it was just like, what? This is really happening? Because usually everyone's praying for radio to play their records. And we were in a situation where radio came to us and asked the record to play. And he said, of course, here you are. And he started to play it 5 times a day. So he was playing 5 times a day that song, and suddenly it started to go higher, it went in the chart and started to go higher. And the first radio station that already told him that the song is mediocre, it's never going to be a hit record, they started to play it again, because they see that the song has a rating, the song, people love it. They started to play it again. And it also comes to their chart. And it started rising again. And after that, there was other big stations that also like started to play it. And it was like ridiculous, because everyone thought that we paid for the stations to play it, because it was everywhere. And even like we have a big radio station, like #1 station in Russia, that's called Europa Plus, and it's a very conservative station. No new artist can go there immediately, but they see that something's happening here in the market. Like everyone playing that song is obviously is good, and they just started to play it. And there really was a time when this song was on the first place of every pop radio station in the country. It was just so huge, and it was like phenomenal, really, because even like major labels, we weren't signed on any major label, like any Warner, Universal or Sony, but like every major label felt in love, and they were saying that this is like the biggest commercial record for like a couple of years. How did you manage to write that? The big secret, and everyone asking like how to write a hit song, because it's impossible to write a hit song. You can write the most powerful song on your opinion, but to write a hit song, it's just like all stars should be aligned. So like you need to write the right song, and the right artist will record and perform that, and the right marketing campaign will be set to give it to the people so more people will hear it, and you should deliver it in the right time of the year. So like when everything that comes like align, then you have a hit record. And like it's impossible to predict that. Even the biggest labels can't predict that. So, but the funny thing is that our manager didn't have money for the music video at that time, and this is like the hard truth. So people expect like, oh my God, they were having so much money from that song, but in the reality, he didn't have any money to shoot the music video. And when the song was on the first place of every radio station, MTV was calling him and say like, dude, where is the music video? We got the super hit record, everyone is playing, but you don't have any music video on that. And he just made like a deal with some publishing agency. They gave him money and we shoot a music video for that. And that music video became the first music video in Russia that went over 1 million views on YouTube. And the overall amount, and people were uploading and re-uploading that song and re-uploading that video, so like overall amount of views only for that song got over 30 million views for now. It was like a crazy time. And after and this song like opened all the doors for us. We got like it became multi-platinum, like 300,000 records were sold. We had awards, like we had like a Russian Grammy for that. It was the song of the year, and we were having like a lot of gigs, thankfully, for that song. So we were like flying all over the country, all over the bordering countries, also Greece, Germany, even we were in Dubai. We were living in Atlantis and we were performing in Atlantis. And also Israel, Germany, and Lithuania, and so on and so forth. So it was a crazy time. So after that, we also had another like successful record in Russia, and we had the third record was the big soundtrack for like one of the biggest Christmas movies in Russia. Unfortunately, our manager died from a heart attack after like everything started to grow, and unfortunately he just couldn't survive. I don't know, like some kind of disease. And after that, this will be a very interesting story for the artist, because in life of every artist there will be a person who will be a pain in the ass in their career. So after that, after the good manager who built that our brand and our careers from that, there was a person who wasn't so good, and he unfortunately, like he was working with us for a year, and he managed to make an internal conflict with a girl who was in our band, and also he wasn't doing any effort to get us hired. So after we left, after we changed the girl, after we started to do it ourselves, but obviously we didn't have so much experience. We weren't like so respected with the big media companies, and we had shows until the COVID. But at that time I already made my studio in Russia, and I started to write for other people as well. When the COVID happened and everyone was in lockdown, the work of our group just stopped. It was very like natural. A funny thing that our girl who we were working with, the latest one, she lives here in Dubai for like 7 years, and she was traveling when we had gigs in Russia. She was traveling from Dubai to Russia, and then we were flying all around the country. But when the COVID happened, everything like came to an end organically. So we didn't have any like talk or any like bad arguments inside. We just understood that we had a great time there for our careers, and then my friend started to go to the marketing agency, and my friend who's living here, and she's having very successful 2 lady saloons for the hair, and she's opening the 3rd one as well. And I was thinking, what should I do? And since I had a studio and I really wanted to stay in the music, not to go to the office, because like I won't make it in the office. I'm a very creative person, and I like to be in the music field. So I was thinking to write production and to write songs, to start to write songs in English. And that was my goal. And there is a great platform called BeatStars, and on BeatStars you can sell your music everywhere in the world, and many people do that. And I also started to do that a little bit before COVID, and when the COVID happened, I understood that this was the right decision because all the artists were sitting at homes, nothing to do. And at least I was writing music and selling music, and I had some money from there. And meeting new artists, meeting new people all around the world, at least online, was a great thing to do, and I still do that. I still work on my YouTube channel with the beats, and I was just experimenting with them. From last year I had a channel with the trap beats, sad trap beats, I like to make them from time to time, and from 1 year I got more than 400 subscribers and more than 2 million views just for channel with the beats. There was just pictures and music. There is no music videos there. I think it's pretty awesome. I also started to write songs in English, and my song, but since I'm not a native speaker, as you can hear by my bad English, I needed to find someone whose English is native, is the first language, and I managed to find some great, very creative, super talented 2 Australian girls, Lauren and Sheridan. Maybe they will see this interview as well. So, hi to you. And we started to write a song because I wanted to make a pitch with Ava Max, and Ava Max, she's a big pop singer now. We were writing songs, and as I always tell, the opportunity can come from the back door. And since I have many friends in the music business all around the world, and one of my friends, she's living in London. She was at that time she was Irish manager, and Irish, by the way, living here in Dubai as well. So she wanted to introduce me to her friend who wanted an English song for an international contest for one girl from Bulgaria. And I sent the demos to that guy, and suddenly the jury of the contest approved one song from ours, and the label bought it, and they sent us advance, and we had a deal with that record. The singer from Bulgaria went to the contest with our song, which I and 2 Australian girls made, and can you imagine, she won the 2nd place and $30,000 with that song, and we were just like, wow. And all the jury gave 10s for that song. Just two guys gave 9, and after that I was just thinking that I don't need to prove anything in my country if on international contest in my country the song in English, which I wrote with my co-writers as well, have the 2nd place, and almost everyone gave 10s. So recently I had a fun story, and as I already told you, the opportunity can come back from the back door. I have my beat store on BeatStars, and one guy just in April, I think it was in April, he bought an exclusive, and he told that he has a writer who already wrote the song for my beat. And I said, okay, cool. Usually I don't expect anything from that, because most of the people are new artists and they try to understand how the process works, but most of them having lack of knowledge in marketing and in branding, and that's why I don't expect so much. But okay, I sold the beat, I totally forgot about it, and now in June they're texting me. It's like, can you believe that song with a beat goes to the 1st place of iTunes dance chart in US? I was just like, what? Are you kidding me? No, he was just texting me the screenshot of the chart with that song really on the 1st place, and now it's already in the top 20 of the Beatport worldwide. It was just like, really? But as I already told you, So like that's what I thought, that my next goal should be like something bigger, something like it could be a Grammy, it could be like a Billboard #1, it could be like something that you could be proud of, because like you have only one life, obviously, and you have limited time on that planet. So then you need to dream big, and if you're in that field, why not to be the best in that field? You can't expect from that. You can't expect these things when you write songs, when you write your beats, anything, because you just love what you do. You learn, you evolve, you try to understand how to do that better, how to do that as like professional people who are already in the charts. That's why I learn so much from them. That's why I like spend money and time on master classes online, or going somewhere in LA, in New York, in Amsterdam, whenever I want, like whenever I can have a connection, to have new information, to have new knowledge, and to have new people around, which I can learn from, whom I can learn from. This is amazing, and I highly advise to everyone to learn every single day, because like my motto is like student for life, and I never stop learning. I'm so greedy for new knowledge, and I always watching YouTube for new master classes for big producers. Even some like new producers also have some cool things to watch. And this is amazing, because the more you know, the more you grow, and the more you learn, the more you earn. The Weeknd, Blinding Lights. Billie Jean. Before every stepping on the stage. Max Martin, 100%. Okay, Let It Be, Heat Waves by Glass Animals. More focus. If we're talking about a professional field, like obviously getting Max Martin, because his discography is enormous, and like whenever I see that level of professionalism and talent, and like I want to be on that level too, and I learn as much as I can to do that. Family.
Oh, nice.
Taylor Swift, 100%. Taylor Swift, Miami, the Dolphin Stadium, 2000. I don't remember which, but like it was insane. Max Martin as well. Thank you.
Wow.
Yeah. No, a CD, really. You think I'm that old?